Good morning, my beloved patrons. I am so happy to be filming for you today. The weather is, well, it's partly cloudy. It started out like a beautiful day and I was rushing to get everything ready to do the video. And then it started getting cloudy. But we still have some sun. So to begin with, I thought it would possibly be helpful to explain how I journal. I don't have just one journal. I usually have like 3 on the go at the same time. I know. It's just how my brain works. So I have 3 types of journals on the go. One is in here, and it is my traveling journal, the one that I take with me wherever I go, usually. I go to the hospital, I go to doctor's appointments, I go and sit on the sofa, I go and to the garden. I don't really go out that much, but you get the idea. When I'm out and about, or I'm sitting in a car waiting for a doctor's appointment, I take my little journal with me. And in here, I also have some pens. I have this is a xoxo zebra, which I really love writing with. And I have another xoxo zebra for some reason. And my 003 Pigma, and that's for sketching. And I have some worry beads in here as well that I made because I'm fidgety. Okay, so nothing really exciting in there. Just put that to one side. In here, I have 3 inserts. Now, this may look like a traveler's notebook, but it isn't. It's a much cheaper version because the traveler's notebooks, if you are familiar with them, are quite pricey. One day I will own one, but not now. This is my second brain. This is the book I use to scribble down notes on ideas, to take valuable information on the go, to doodle in when I don't have my other materials around me, but I feel the urge that I need to, express myself, do something, write down, scribble out an image or something. And also, I'll show you, I also have another insert, which I'll explain. Just show you how it works. So this has 3 inserts in it. It has 1, 2, and 3. And I have also these little clips, which are very handy to keep the notebook open. Here I have my sticky notes. So in here I write my ideas. For instance, I was looking up different kinds of journals, and I wrote down like bullet journaling, food journaling, guided journaling, reflection journaling, morning pages, travel journaling, gratitude journaling, art journaling, daily journaling, creative writing, fitness journaling, parenthood journaling, dream journaling, reading journaling, and so on and so on. And I also write, for instance, this is notes on the aisle that I was designing for you last month, that I was writing about, the notes for the Isle of St. Hildegard. And I was just writing materials that you can make paper from. You see, that is it's just where I collect information and maybe scribble down some ideas if I am so inclined. The second insert is my doodle insert. For instance, I was thinking about our tutorial today, and I was just scribbling, doing some very, very quick sketches of mushrooms. And this, in this little journal, is where I do that. So I have like my little on the go visual space, my private little visual space where I can just doodle to my heart's content. I don't really have to show anyone anything. Usually it's just where I just, you know, let off steam and let my ideas kind of develop through sketching. And this is the final insert, and this is a watercolor insert that I made because I couldn't find an insert that was the right size for this little booklet. So I made it from watercolor paper, 200 GSM. And in here, for instance, I was playing around with limited palettes. I was trying out the Cedar Teal, Cherry Blossom and Fly as a limited palette to see if it would give out that feeling that I thought it would, like that kind of ethereal feeling. And it kind of did. Well, there's kind of things like that in here. And I also carry with me, for example, colours. I carry the colours themselves, like the Deep Deep Light collection goes with me because I love their colours. And because my brain works in a way where I think in colours a lot, so I hear a sound, I think of a colour, or I hear a word, I think of a colour, I smell something, I think of a colour. Everything is so connected to colours in my life. That's why I suppose I get so excited when I see colours, because it kind of wakens all my senses. And I just love having these colours so that when I'm in a particular mood, I can interpret them with this kind of colour lexicon, if you will, where I look at colours and go, this and that is how I feel, and maybe that would work in a piece of art. I know it's strange, but it's how my brain works. So I'll close that. So that's my on the go little journal. Up next we have the I doodle, therefore I am journal, which is this little one. Now this is a tiny little Bao Hong hot press watercolor paper journal, and in here, this is a little journal I use in my studio where I have my paints around me, and I have like spontaneously this idea and such, and so I drop everything and I just doodle in this, drop it afterwards. So it's a kind of very casual journal, if you will, and I'll show you like what I was doodling for today. This is where I was just doodling ideas for the mushroom video. You can see it's very haphazard and there's no correct like color palette going on. I was just trying various things, but yeah, that's what this is for. So it's my little tiny journal which I use for that purpose. And then we go to my third and final journal, which is this. And this is again a Bao Hong 100% cotton hot press watercolor paper. And it is my journaling as an art form journal. So I'll show you what I mean. I think it is kind of self-explanatory. I cannot speak. Self-explanatory, but I journal with the intent for it to look like a finished piece, because and this may be an unpopular opinion amongst artists. I don't know. I really don't know. I think of journaling as its own art form. Apart from how useful it can be, as you can see with my little inserts and my little doodle journal, but I also think that it can be an art form. And this is where I journal to build a book, where I journal to put my ideas down in a aesthetically pleasing way, an aesthetically uplifting way, a way that I can look back and be inspired by it myself in the future. Go, oh yeah, oh that combination really looks really well, and that line, and you know, that form. And so this is the journal for that. I think I did also the books in here, and the houses, yes, and the moss, and my birdie, and my mushrooms, and when I was feeling quite slow, my snail, and some houses. That's the word I was looking for. And this is a spoiler, because this is ideas that I was having for this month's map. So I've kind of done like various little sketches and just put them together of flying machines. So, and after that we have a blank page, which we shall be using today, because I thought we do that. We do journaling as an art form. If you would like to do other types of journaling, I'm very, very happy to explain those in more detail. But I thought this might be a good one to start with. So we shall be journaling in this little book today. I made some printouts of some mushrooms I found, and some images of mushrooms I found, and they were on the site Unsplash, which is, as far as I know, they're royalty-free images, so they're fine for reference images. And now I'm going to go in with my shadow colour, which is Van Dyke Brown. To do that though, I need to go and put some water first, where I'm going to begin adding some shadows. Because I don't want my shadows to be too harsh. And putting water there helps the paper not absorb immediately the colour, so I can do things with it. There as well. And underneath. So I'm putting shadow to the left because of the imaginary light source we have, which is to the right. I'm just going to feather that out a bit, so I don't want any harsh lines. Sorry, again, the cloud is not playing nice today. Let's just put that out. There we go. We've added our first layer of shadows on there, and I'm going to let that dry, And I'm going to go over here. And add some Van Dyke Brown and then feather it out. There we go. Maybe take a bit. Okay. And I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then come back and add some more shadows. So that's dried sufficiently, I think. Now I can go on the top bit without worrying I'm going to smudge everything, and start adding some colour, or shadow should I say. Just add a little bit here. I've pre-wet this while the other stuff was drying. I'm trying to be careful not to go over our squiggly white bits there. And then I'm going to feather this out with a very small brush. This very small brush I have, I think is the smallest one I have. I've seen artists use even smaller ones, and I'm tempted, but only so many brushes one person can own, or can they? I love brushes. I love brush shopping, but they are very expensive. So I try to get a few and good ones. So I'm going here as well, on the other side. And the reason why I'm doing this, because you may well ask, why are you doing shadows on both sides? If our light source is to the right, why are you doing to the left? And the reason is because our item is spherical. And when you've got a spherical item, when the curve moves outwards away from you, it will be slightly more in shadow. So there we go. And this helps just give it the illusion that it's more spherical. We're going to do the other mushroom now. This is why I like having multiple subjects on the go, because as one is drying I can move on to the other one. I don't have to sit and wait. I feel so non-productive when I do that. Okay, but I want to paint. I can't because my paint needs me to wait for it to dry. Here we go. And now I have to wait for that to dry. And while that's drying, the top bit, I can go onto the bottom bit and add a few more details to the shadows. So I want it to be darker here. Again, feathering out the Van Dyke Brown. Maybe a little bit to pick up a little bit of the colour. And underneath, I want it to be darker here, here, and here. Before it dries, feathering that out. I'm sorry if this lighting is giving you a headache. It keeps shifting and there is nothing I can do about it. I just want a solid day of no fluctuating light would be good, but I can't complain. We need the rain. We need the clouds. I shouldn't be even suggesting that we don't have the clouds. Okay, so that is sort of done here. And then I'm going to go here to the bottom for this one and just add more shadow. Go. And now I'm going to have to wait for it to dry. And thanks to the sun, I didn't have to wait long. So now I'm going to add more shadows. This is very fiddly, I know. I'm sorry, it's so fiddly. But I'm going to go under each of my white bits, my little squiggly white bits, and add a smidgen of a shadow to the left, or mildly to the left. And this is where the very meditative part of the drawing mushrooms comes in, because there's a lot of repetitive movement. Just going to soften some of them, just a little bit. Don't want them too harsh. So I can be listening to a book and just doing this and just completely zone out, which is very relaxing. What is it, Sweet Pea? My little girl Sweet Pea. She just moaned for some reason. Not in a bad way, it's just a harumph moan. Okay. I've got a few more up here. And have I missed any? Then I've got to do these little ones underneath. It's very relaxing, especially now that I'm sitting in the sun and it's very quiet outside. Very relaxing. I hope you find it relaxing too. There we go. And after that, I'm going to go here and do some lines, which I will be again feathering out a little bit. One thing I love about watercolor is that you can use such a little amount and you create such a big effect on something. You don't need much. Okay, so now we've done that, I'm going to go to this little one here, my little squad one. I'm going to add some shadow there, because that's what my photo says is happening. And a little bit under here. Okay. And I'm going to also go with my little brush, do some grasses, which you will barely see after the colour is applied to the grasses, but this gives the grasses a thickness and a richness. And there we go. I think I'm going to leave it here and call the tutorial as ended. But if you would like to see more of me working on this page and finishing the mushrooms, let me know. It's just that I have this feeling that I've been here for a very long time and it's going to be a very long video. So I think I'll stop here, and either we'll continue with this in the next video or we'll do something completely different. You let me know. I'll do a poll again so that you let me know. Okay, so that was our tutorial for the day. I had so much fun. I love doing tutorials for you. I worry sometimes that I'm not explaining things very clearly. So if you have any questions, please write them in the comments below this post so that I know to answer them. So thank you. Again, thank you so much for being my patrons. I love you guys so much. I owe you so much. You are a huge part of my life. You can see from my my little on the go journal that you're constantly in my mind, because I'm constantly trying to think of things to do for the next story, for the next map, for tutorials. You're always with me. You're always on my mind, and there's a reason. There's a huge reason, because you are the people. You are the souls that carry me, supporting me through this journey. So thank you so much. I love you. I hope to see you soon. Stay safe, take care, and bye bye for now. Bye.